Alta closed the day 357.75, up around $8.16 from yesterday's trading session, but all in all ended the weekly chart here in the red. So placed a red candle here for this week. Where does that put us? It puts us right below this 9-day EMA, which is currently trading at 363. So depending on if we're going to gap up above 363 or stay below 363, our resistance and supports that we're going to be watching are going to be up here at this 371.73 level, which is going to be your 23.6 fib retrace. That's going to be the main area of concern. Earlier this week, we were above that level by about $1, although it did not hold. So keep that in mind. But that is going to be the main area of resistance that we are going to watch. Above that, we're going to be looking at this $400 area up here. And more or less, depending on how long it takes us to get there, this 200 SMA might come down and meet us close to that 400 psychological level. It's going to be a big level psychologically, a big level with the 200 SMA, and obviously it's going to meet with our trend line here. So that area, that 400, is going to be key for us as we're going forward. But first off, we have to kind of break and hold this 371.73. Support wise, if we cannot breach this 363 here anytime soon into Monday's open, then our next support, we were going to mark something down here around that 347, but really the main area of support, we have multiple confirmations, is going to be this 363 to around that 365 area down here. So you're going to get like $1 to a $2 wide channel down here, 335, 337 basically is going to be an area where you want to start kind of looking for a bounce in here. Anything below this, it's really nothing until you get to about 309. So we have to keep that in mind here as we are trading this. RSI and volume basically neutral to nothing in here. We thought might have a little bit of a pop. We were expecting some contraction this week. Obviously, we got that in our IV, but we are expecting a little bit of more of a green week in here. But overall, basically nothing new. Short week. Market's kind of scaring everybody out. Nice breather in here, basically, on a short week. If we go into the daily chart, you can kind of see where all the volatility was. And obviously, everything's wrapped around that 9-day EMA. That's usually what you get. And you can see our green candle here for the day. And we are basically right above, barely right above that 9-day EMA by about 40 cents. So if you're playing the daily in here, our points still stand at the 335, 337 area and this 371. But really, that 9-day EMA just kind of makes everything a little bit tighter in here. That's why we like this 9-day EMA on the weekly better for our 363 to kind of give us a better gauge of what to look for on Monday, if being up a gap up or a big extreme gap down. Now, IV in here, your IV rank is around 49. You have right around a $16 expected move by next Friday. Following Friday, $24. You go all the way out to May expiration, right around $34. So we're going to see what goes on in here, and we're going to watch the market and see how Alta starts to trade with the market. Are we going to continue to kind of trade this kind of inversely, that we not really inversely, but we have more of a positive drift rather than playing exactly with the market, I guess. So obviously market's red, Alta's red, but when the market is green, barely, Alta seems to kind of overshoot things a little bit. So we'll see what happens in here. Again, it's all going to be basically once the big boys start kind of reporting their earnings, which is going to help come up here in the next few weeks or so. That's going to give us a good idea of how fast we're going to hit this $400 mark in here or not. Although Alta doesn't have earnings until about the end of May. So I know we have a long way to go to worry about our earnings just here in this underlying, but we do need to be aware of what's going on as far as online sales and consumers and inflation and all this other things that everybody else is reporting in their earnings. Kind of gives us a better idea of what to expect in here, especially when your RSI is basically not really oversold, not really neutral. It's just kind of blah. And then same with your volume. So we have to keep all that in mind, what the market's doing, what other people are reporting as far as earnings, sales, and things like that, as we're looking at here our main levels of trying to get to that 400 in here and then trying to breach that 371 and hold first. So we got to keep all that in mind as we are trying to base our trading plan on a good assumption and trying to build a good narrative in here. Again, just to reiterate, what are we looking at? 371 resistance, 335 support, 363 is going to be your magic number in here. Above that, then we're good. Below that, then it looks like we're kind of consolidating until we get a little pop here from some sort of earnings news. All right, guys, if you like this video, make sure to check us out on all of our social media. We also have a Discord service if you're interested, and you can find all of our socials in the description below.